What is going on, guys? What is going on? I am Jay the Black. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. Make sure y'all like this video and share it because we're going to talk about a story of a woman who has failed upwards for her entire media career. You know, you have Malika Andrews, who came out of nowhere and all of a sudden was put in a position where she is the head of all these NBA shows. She was an NBA sideline reporter, then she got immediately upgraded after the Rachel Nichols situation. Then you have Maria Taylor leave, and they have put her as the top female minority as far as NBA coverage is concerned. But I have my doubts about this person and their rise to infamy on the network, because if you look at all the, because I've spoken about Malika Andrews before, but looking at her track record, this is a woman who has built her career off throwing black men under the bus. Not only that, her sister was even accused of being a liar, and she's also employed by the worldwide leader. And these people are being hired by upper management at ESPN. So many talented people have been fired, but here you have this airhead, need to be impartial. You have this person again has failed upwards. It's not just me saying this. Go look at Twitter. You know, she's going to be getting a new position that people don't feel like she deserves. And I'm one of those people. So we're going to look at the track record of Malika Andrews, and we're going to talk about why I feel like she is very unqualified for all these promotions. But I don't know if it's because of who she knows, maybe who she's dating. Maybe people are very comfortable with her because she's willing to throw a black man under the bus in order to push her own self forward. So let's look at some of the things that we can talk about. Let's talk about Malika Andrews and her disagreement or a dislike of Kyrie Irving not getting the jab. Why is it any of your business? People don't want to put their health at risk for experimental drugs, Malika Andrews. I don't know if you don't care. It's funny how people say, you know, why do you want to tell women what to do with their bodies? But when it came to the jab, you wanted people to take it. You were one of those people who wanted people to put experimental drugs in their body. Let's talk about her dating Dave McMenamin. Dating him, he's a guy who's been a longtime NBA reporter. He was at ESPN before she even got there. And then she ends up, she's on ESPN. Next thing you know, she's dating this guy. You know, so if you want to know how she was fast tracked to ESPN, this female was doing like local sports somewhere, and then a couple years later she's the lead on an NBA show. We can also talk about her sister, who was called out for being a liar, lying on Steph Curry. Let's talk about another situation. Malika Andrews, you know, not liking the Roe v. Wade being overturned. I mean, bringing politics to the NBA sports show. Once again, this woman is failing upwards, okay? And maybe because they don't have a lot of female minorities they can put in her spot, even though I disagree. There are probably women there they could put there, but they may feel like, oh, she looks nice, so let's put her there. Let's talk about this infamous, you know, incident with Stephen A. Smith. You know, because they're talking about the Ime Udoka situation. You know, Ime Udoka, y'all know the cheating scandal. And I guess she didn't like what Stephen A. Smith had to say, so she thought that she was going to just buck up to him, and he had to check her and let her know, hey, you're not going to come at me that way. This is a woman who hasn't even been there that long. Where do you get this, you know, this sense of entitlement to think that you can talk to people any kind of way? I believe on his show, but that's Malika Andrews. This is the person that they're putting all this time and investment in, and they're giving her these opportunities. A very disrespectful heifer. Very disrespectful heifer. And they are rewarding her for this. They're rewarding her. Let's talk about Joe Mazzulla, Ime Udoka's replacement, right? This is a man who has not gotten into any trouble, I would say, in his coaching career or even most of his playing career. He had some issues, you know, a few incidents where he had a few run-ins here and there with the law, but it was like more like disorderly conduct type situations when he was a youngster. But he's learned from it. He's grown. He has a family. He's married, something that she's probably not going to know anything about. And she decides to bring that up when he was named the new Boston Celtics head coach. And she decides to bring up an arrest when he was in college? You know how many stupid things guys did in college, but they learned from it and they never got in any issues again. Why are you bringing it up? Because it's easy to throw a black man under the bus because the people at ESPN, as much as woke as they claim to be, they're okay with their BS. They're okay with their BS because they don't like black men either, especially black professional athletes. They get a kick out of talking about how they're in trouble. And don't let it be a domestic violence situation where all the information isn't out there, but they jump to conclusions, right? They're ready to see that player kicked off the team without all the information. When those situations come up, they are frothing at the mouth. That Joe Mazzulla situation highlighted the type of woman that she is and what she's willing to say and do in order to garner favor with some of these low-key bigots at ESPN who claim to be woke, but they're not. And they get off and they get a kick out of seeing her throw black athletes and black men under the bus. Let's talk about when Ime Udoka was first going to be pitched as the Brooklyn Nets head coach. That didn't work out, of course. She was unhappy about that. She went into full Karen mode. Once again, she's unhappy at another black man. Let's talk about when she decided to go at a NBA prospect who got drafted high, and she didn't like the fact that, he was connected to a crime. Apparently, he had a weapon that was given to another teammate that committed a crime. He didn't commit the crime. Maybe he didn't know what the guy needed the weapon for, but he gave it to him. He was not charged with anything. And she decided that it would be a good idea to throw Brandon Miller, that's his name. He now plays for the Charlotte Hornets. He was drafted 2nd overall. So her trying to besmirch him didn't work. He was drafted 2nd overall out of Alabama. I made a video, the incident that I'm talking about that happened at Alabama while he was with his teammate. I made a video about that. I'll link the video in the description box. That story is crazy. And she tried to throw him under the bus. I think not once, but twice. It was draft night. She brought it up. I mean, she just throwing black men on the bus is like normal for her. Because as a matter of fact, I made 2 videos about what she said about Brandon Miller, trying to bring up his past. Just couldn't help herself. But you see, women like her carry favor because of who she's dating. She's in a relationship with Dave McMenamin. Maybe he has a lot of sway at ESPN because he's been there for a while. He's a veteran NBA reporter. Maybe they rely on him for certain information. And that's how she's able to get these promotions. But I just don't think she likes black men. I really don't. I really don't think she likes black men. I think she's the type of person that would throw a black man under the bus in a second in order to get opportunities. And I'm pretty sure that we all know this. I'm not saying nothing that y'all don't know. I just find it to be very interesting how this woman continues to fail upwards. I mean, she's not even good at one job. But you mean to tell me that Malika Andrews is going to replace Mike Greenberg as ESPN NBA Finals host? Like, why are they putting this person in all these prominent positions on NBA coverage? I said it in my most recent video about Malika Andrews when she was talking about Brandon Miller. Malika Andrews wants to be an investigative reporter. She does not want to be a sports reporter. She wants to be an investigative reporter. And the first opportunity she gets to go be an investigative reporter at a big major publication, she's going to do it. Why is she always bringing up people's pasts, especially the past of black athletes? Why is it so important to bring up irrelevant information about black professional athletes? And again, I don't even like to play the race card. Y'all know me. I'm about accountability. But there's a pattern with her. This ain't a one-off. This is a pattern with Malika Andrews. And it's accepted because she continues to fail upwards. It's almost like ESPN is trying to pay a penance for, having Rachel Nichols on the network for so long, but Rachel Nichols was good at her job. You know one thing about Rachel Nichols? Rachel Nichols wasn't disliked by NBA players. I think a lot of NBA players think she's full of it. I think they do. And if they're trying to make her into the biracial Rachel Nichols, it will never work. She just doesn't have the talent, and she's not a people person, and she doesn't care about these players. These players are a means to an end. She just cares about being able to build a career off digging up dirt and being able to say, look at what I've reported. You're not even good at one job. Now you're trying to put you in a position to be the face of NBA basketball on ESPN. No wonder NBA on ESPN sucks so bad. Look at the people they have as the face of it. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Make sure y'all like this video. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, also on Patreon, and I'll see y'all next video.